is media information and literacy? Before we fully understand what media and information literacy means, we first need to understand the three words that make up this concept: media, information, and literacy. Although these words are often used in our daily lives, they have different meanings and purposes. Once we understand each one, it becomes much easier to see why they are so important in today's digital world. Every day, we interact with media without even realizing it. For example, when you wake up and check your Facebook feed, watch a TikTok video during your break, or search for something on Google, you're already using different forms of media. These platforms allow information to spread quickly, making it communication faster and more accessible than ever before. Information is the collection of facts, ideas, knowledge, or data that helps us understand a topic or make decisions. We receive information from many different sources every day. It could be a weather forecast telling us to bring an umbrella, a research article that help us complete a school assignment, or a news report informing about us about current events. However, media is simply the channel. It delivers messages, but it does not automatically guarantee that those messages are true or accurate. That is why we also need to understand information. Information is the collection of facts, ideas, knowledge, or data that helps us understand a topic or make decisions. We receive information from many different sources every day. It could be a weather forecast telling us to bring an umbrella, a research article that help us complete a school assignment, or a news reporting informing us about current events. But not all information is reliable. Anyone can post something online, whether it's true or false. For example, imagine reading a social media post that says, "Classes are suspended tomorrow," before believing or sharing it. We should first verify whether it comes from an official source, such as the school official Facebook page or an announcement from the principal. This simple action shows that we are thinking carefully about the information we receive. The third concept is literacy. Many people think literacy only means the ability to read and write. While these are important skills, literacy goes beyond that. According to the module, literacy also includes understanding, interpreting, creating, and communication information and effectively. In other words, literacy is about knowing how to use information correctly and responsibly, not simply being able to read words on a page. For example, if two students read the same news article, one student might immediately believe everything written, while the other carefully checks the author, compares information from other reliable sources, and evaluates whether the article is trustworthy. The second student demonstrates a higher level of literacy because they think critically before accepting the information. Now that we understand these three words concept individually, let's see how they are connected. Media serves as the channel that delivers messages. Information is the content or knowledge being communicated. Literacy is the skill that allows us to understand, evaluate, interpret, and use that information responsibly. When these three work together, they form what we call media and information literacy, or MIL. In today's digital age, we are constantly surrounded by information. Every notification, every news article, every video, and every social media post influences the way we think and make decisions. Because of this, simply having access to information is no longer enough. We must also develop the ability to question what we see, verify its accuracy, and use it responsibly. Now that we have a clear understanding of these three important concepts, let us move on the main focus of this presentation. What is media information literacy, and why is it considered one of the most essential skills in the 21st century?
Now that we have discussed the meaning of media information and literacy, we can we can now understand how these three concepts come together to form media and information literacy, or simply MIL. Media and information literacy is not just about knowing to how to use a smartphone, br- browse the internet, or create a social media account. It it is a much broader concept that helps us become responsible users and creators of information. According to our lesson, media and information literacy is the ability to find, check, and use information wisely online. In other words, teaches us how to access information determine whether it is reliable, understand its message, and use it responsibly in our daily lives. Every day we receive information from different sources. We watch videos on YouTube, scroll through Facebook and TikTok, TikTok, TikTok search for answers on Google, read news articles, and even use artificial intelligence tools for schoolwork. This platform give us quickly access to information, but they also expose us to misinformation, fake news, and misleading content. This this is why media and information literacy is so important. It reminds us that not everything we see or read online and automatically true true before we believe a post or share it with others. We should first ask ourselves a few simple questions. Who, crea- who created this information? It is source reliable? Is there enough evidence to support the claim? Has the information been verified by trusted organizations or official sources? Asking this question helps us become critical thinkers instead of simply accepting everything we see online. Let us consider a simple situation. Imagine that while scrolling through Facebook, you come across a post saying that classes have been suspended tomorrow because of a typhoon. Many people many people have already shared the post, and your classmates are asking whether it is true. Without without media and information literacy, a person might immediately believe the post and share it with others. However, a media and information literate individual would first visit the official Facebook page of the school, the local government, or pag-asa to confirm whether the announcement is legitimate. The simple habit prevent the spread of false information and protects others from being misled. Media information literacy is also important in school. Whenever we conduct research, complete assignments, or prepare presentation, we should use reliable and credible sources instead of copying information from random website. By doing so, we ensure that the information we use is accurate, trustworthy, worthy, and supported by evidence. Beyond academics, media, and information literacy also influence the way we communicate with others. Before posting a comment or sharing a photo online, we should think about how our actions might if affect other people. Responsible media user communicate respectfully, protect their privacy, and avoid spreading harmful or offensive content. As technology continues to develop, media and information literacy becomes even more important. Today information can travel across the world in just a few seconds. Because of this, every individual has the responsibility to think carefully before believing, creating, or sharing information. In simple terms, media and information literacy teaches us to become smart, responsible, and ethical user of media. It help us better decisions, recognize recognize trustworthy information, avoid misinformation, and use digital technology in a positive and meaningful way. Now that we that Now that we understand what media and information literacy is and why it plays an important role in our daily lives, let us move on the next part of our discussion, where we will expose the characteristic of a media and information literate individual. And I thank you.